Okay, we are live at 9:39. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching and checking out another episode of the Mind Your Effing Business podcast. I'm Mike and joined always by Seth. And this is episode 26, I believe. Pretty awesome. Really, really
Nice.
moving along there.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah. So I had nothing until today when a lot happened
Hell
and
yeah.
it got the gears going. So yes, we'll start with some sports stuff. Then there's a quick little geek announcement that just came out just a few minutes ago. Um, yeah, and then we'll get into what we really want to talk about. So, yeah, how was your
Nice.
weekend?
Yeah, it was good. Had some little league.
Was it
Um,
was it opening day this weekend?
no, no, that was last Saturday. Right? Yeah, the 15th was opening day,
Oh,
and
okay,
then yeah. So this was G's first game, but
okay,
Vin's second. So, but yeah, one played at 9 a.m. in one location, the other played at 10 a.m. in a different location. So
dude, tell me about it. I've got
yeah, it
one playing
sucks.
t-ball, one playing pitch, and
Yeah.
their games are one on Saturday. One is at 9, one is at 11, and they're probably 45 minutes away from each other.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Blows.
Yep.
So this Saturday was opening day for both my kids. Uh, my daughter had a complete meltdown during the game and didn't want to play. My son
Nice.
did pretty good. He got the first out of the season, and he got one of the 2 outs that his team got all day.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was good. But
Yeah.
yeah, she don't wanna play anymore. He ain't nuts about playing. It's the constant battle. So
See, my two are so like, dude, night and day from where we were like 2 years ago.
mhm.
Dude, all they fucking talk about and want to do is play baseball.
Really? See, that's good.
Oh, dude, we're out every day having catch. Today, we have like this squishy cat toy,
Mhm.
and I just throw it to Gino for like an hour on end.
Oh,
And
yeah?
he can't get enough of it. Dude, he's playing MLB The Show before
Oh, well, yeah, there you
dinner.
go, yeah.
Ah, they're obsessed right now,
Yeah, see, I need
which
to
is
start
cool,
watching
you
more
know?
baseball in the house.
Yeah.
See, I mean, you know what? It's like I get it. Like, when they don't wanna play, it's like I mean, obviously, it's good for them to play and stuff like that, so we really, make sure they play. And again, if they do good, it's fun. But I mean, I was in the same boat. I remember, like, it was kind of fun, but I wasn't nuts about playing. So I
Yeah.
get it. I get it when they don't wanna play, but
See, it was the opposite for me, like, I s eat, breathe, and sleep this shit even at a young age, and the first couple years when, Vin didn't, I was just like, "Ah, alright, whatever,"
yeah.
'cause I don't wanna be that father to, like, force it,
Yep.
but now they're all into it, so and
Well, that's
still,
good. It
even
balances
if they
itself out.
back off, I'm not gonna force them into it either,
Yeah.
but
That's good.
I mean, they're very much exposed to it, with me.
That's the thing, yeah. I definitely need to watch more baseball in the house for sure, which we're not doing. I was looking for a game today, but yeah, Mets weren't playing tonight, so I turned on Monday Night Raw instead. And they were
Nice.
already
Yeah,
busy
yeah,
watching Big City
Yankees are
Greens on their
playing, but
tablets, so what's that?
so the Yankees are playing tonight, but
Yeah, I thought about looking for that too, but instead I
they're
was
down
watching
five.
Raw.
They're down 5-0 in the bottom of the sixth.
Oof.
For anyone who cares.
So, yeah, keeping with the sports talk, it just came out this afternoon that Aaron Rodgers will be joining the New York Jets.
Yeah.
Pumped?
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, the fucking Jets. You can make an argument. The Jets have had the worst quarterback play. It like throughout their franchise history, like in the history of the NFL.
Mhm.
I mean, you name a team somewhere along the line, they had like a stud QB. Now, the Jets had Joe Namath back in the day, but Joe Namath, if you look at his statistics, he's probably the most overrated Hall of Fame QB. But the thing was, he was Joe Namath, and he won them their one Super Bowl, and he
Mhm.
guaranteed it. I mean, that guy had more swag than anyone before
Oh,
swag was
yeah.
even a thing. I
Yep.
mean, Yeah,
It's
I own
funny
the city, so
saying that. I just started listening to just a little bit of Ric Flair on the Joe Rogan podcast, and that's
yeah.
the first thing he says is he saw Joe Namath, and he was like, "I wanna be that guy."
Well, there you go.
And
So, bro, Ric Flair is on the short list of coolest people that ever lived.
yeah,
You
and
know,
he
I mean,
looked up to
dude,
Joe Namath.
rapper, like every dude, rappers quote Ric Flair. Like everyone thinks Ric Flair is cool. And who did
Oh,
Ric
yeah.
Flair think was cool? Joe Namath. So there you go.
Yep.
That basically sums it up perfectly. So Joe Namath is a Hall of Famer, and he did what he had to do, and he got the Jets their only title. But dude, they've never had a fucking quarterback like this. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a four-time MVP. Before Mahomes came along, it was widely considered that Aaron Rodgers is the most talented guy to ever play the position. Now, most talented doesn't always equal best. Like I think the best ever is Tom Brady. I mean, the guy's
Yeah.
got 7 rings. He's the ultimate winner. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers, dude, he's insane. Guy runs to his left. He can throw across his body. He doesn't throw interceptions. He's
Yeah.
amazing. You know. Now I know he's older, but he won the MVP not last year, a year before that. And then last year he had like a broken thumb. He hurt it against the Giants in their game in London, like week 4 or week 5. And he finished the season. He still had dude. He had a good year. It wasn't an Aaron Rodgers year, but most QBs would sign up for that year, you know, every year.
Mhm.
But I think he still has some left in the tank. Plus, he's
Now
gonna want to prove people wrong. So
I know they traded a bunch of draft picks and shit for him too, but, like,
yeah.
is that the reason? Like, why would the Packers let him
So,
go?
all right. So the thing is, right? It's funny because this shit happened with Brett Favre, right? So Brett Favre like strung the Packers along. He would always like say, "Oh, I'm thinking about retiring," right? So they drafted Aaron Rodgers back in 2004 to be Favre's replacement.
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers sat on the bench for 3 years before Favre finally hung it up. And like not even hung it up. It's just they got so sick of the like, oh, I'm retiring, I'm not retiring. And dude, Brett Favre was traded to the Jets back in
Oh, yeah, that's right.
2008. Oh, I'm sorry. So Aaron Rodgers was drafted in 2005. That 2009 offseason is when, or 2008 offseason is when Brett Favre was traded to Jets. I'll never forget, dude. I just landed in North Carolina coming home from Iraq, and I got the ESPN alert on my phone. I couldn't fucking believe it. Because, dude, this was back in the
That's why
day
it
where
was
it wasn't
wild.
like this. 2008 doesn't sound that long ago, like it was crazy. But like, dude, the information wasn't at our fingertips then, like it is now. Yeah,
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
you could go to your computer and get it, but dude, you're not walking around with a computer, you know.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
don't even
yeah.
think we had data, but it was like very limited. Again, it was like a fucking text message alert from ESPN that I got,
Yep.
you know.
Oh, yeah.
So
2008 technologically wise is like an
yeah,
eternity away.
yeah, like if you were sitting at your desktop, yes, you could access any website. You get up to the minute news and stuff, but you weren't getting on your fucking phone, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, the same thing happened then. They got kind of tired of his shit, and they got rid of Brett Favre. They traded him. Same thing
Mhm.
now. 2 years ago, the Packers replaced what is to be Aaron Rodgers' replacement in Jordan Love, and he's sat for 2 years, and they're going back and forth. And Rodgers is kind of like a tough personality to deal with.
Mhm.
So it got to the point where we're like, hey man, like if you want to come back, it was all up in the air. There's clearly some disagreements. So he requested to be traded, and he requested to be traded to the Jets, which is awesome. Which is
Yeah.
like that never happens. But I'm sure the coaching staff is appealing. The roster is very good. I mean, they were good last year. They won 7 games. Again, they had the worst quarterback situation in the league. I mean,
Mhm.
statistically, they just get awful quarterback play, and they still won 7 games. So,
Yeah.
they had the offensive and defensive rookie of the year. So that's the type of draft they had last year. So they do, if you watch them last year, you're like, man, this team's like one good QB away from
Mhm.
being, a very good team. And then they go out and get, not just a good QB, a great QB.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
definitely huge get for the Jets.
so the
Yeah.
Packers, yeah, it's a win. It's a big win for the Packers because he wasn't playing for them anyway, but they still had his rights. and if he was on the team, they're gonna have to pay him. And like it became official. I forget the exact date, but some date his contract became like official. So they had to get him dealt before then. And now the NFL draft is this Thursday. So
Mhm.
they wanted to get the trade done because the
Is it really
Packers wanted to
already?
get yeah. So the Packers wanted the pick, so they wanted to get it done before the draft, right? Because they got to help their young QB now and build up their team.
Yeah.
So the Packers weren't going to, play this guy or pay him anyway. So it's kind of a win for them, But then there was debates on Twitter, like the Jets got fleeced, but they really didn't. So they swapped their first round picks. So this Thursday, the Jets were set to pick 13th, and the Packers were set to pick 15th. They swapped those, so now the Jets dropped 2 spots. The Packers moved up 2 spots. To me, not that big of a deal,
Not
right?
that big a deal.
Jets also traded one of their second round picks this year. So they had 2, so they traded 1. Then next year, they traded their 6th round pick to Green Bay as well, and a second round pick that could turn into a first round pick if Aaron Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps this season. Now, of course, he's going to, but if he gets hurt, like let's God forbid, like third game of the year, he blows his fucking knee out. Well, guess what? Now that pick is a second round pick. But if he
Yeah.
plays 65% of the year, it's a first round pick. But the thing is, as a Jeff fan, if you tell me Aaron Rodgers playing at least 65% of the snaps, which, is that's the hope and probably what's going to happen, well then they're probably going to be good. So I don't really give a shit. And also too, the Jets are getting a 5th round pick in return, so they're getting Aaron Rodgers in that 5th round pick, and they're giving up what I just listed. So basically, the first round picks this year, they're just a swap. They kind of cancel each other out because it's just 2 spots. Then the Jets get a 5th, but they're giving up their 6th next year. That cancels out because they're getting a 5th. They gave them a 6th, so now they have 2 5th round picks. So realistically, when you break it all down, you take all move all the shit out of the way. It's the Jets get Aaron Rodgers, the Packers get a 2nd round pick this year, and what's most likely going to be a 1st round pick next year. And also, too, if the Jets are good, which is the hope, that 1st round pick is going to be in like the I'm hoping late 20s. So I don't know. It's not like they're losing like a top 10 pick.
Yeah. I know
So
everybody I know is pretty pumped about it. I work with a pretty diehard Jet fan too, and he was absolutely psyched to hear the news
yeah.
this afternoon. So yeah, definitely
Oh, dude, it was.
definitely a big
I
deal.
mean, the thing was, he went on a Pat. I'm sure. I don't know if you know Pat McAfee. You probably know him because he
Yeah, I
does.
know Pat McAfee.
He wrestles too.
Yep.
So he's got a wildly popular fucking show on YouTube. His
Yeah.
podcast. It's not even a podcast. It's just like a live,
Yeah,
show. It's
yeah. I guess yeah.
simulcasted on YouTube. Aaron Rodgers was on that show on March 15th, and he announced his, intentions were to play for the Jets. And his last like month, 6 weeks, it's just been back and forth, and they're trying to figure out compensation. And then everyone knew it was happening; it was inevitable. But then today it became official. So
Yeah.
because it's really, it's not official till it's official.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then
Yeah,
today it
exactly. And
became,
today, yeah,
and
because
yeah,
I heard rumblings about it a long time ago too.
yeah,
And
right,
now it's official.
yeah. So it's fucking.
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Cool.
Like I'm not wishing the fucking summer away, but it's gonna be
Let's
fun,
hurry up
dude.
and
I
get
was
there.
so my boy Tom, who I have Jet season tickets with. Yeah, we talk every fucking day, like going back and forth, like because we scour Twitter and like every rumor spit out, and we talk
Yeah.
about it, man. Like, dude, week 1 or whatever week the Jets open at home, whether it's week 1 or week 2. Dude, when this motherfucker gets announced and runs out of the tunnel, it's gonna be
Oh, it'll be
fucking
bonkers.
bananas.
Yep.
Oh my god, dude. This is the most talented player the Jets have ever had.
Yeah.
Like even at 39 years old. Like he's just, he's that good.
Yep.
So it's
Yeah.
definitely exciting, It's like that's the best thing. When you go into a season, no matter what your sports team is, you go into a season and they suck, it's like, it's like demoralizing. Like, yeah, you get excited for like the opening week or opening day or whatever. But then it's like, man,
Yeah, you're hoping for you're expecting the worst, but hoping
right.
for the best.
But when you have expectations, it's just it just the hype is awesome. Like living through the hype and getting there is just that journey to opening week is awesome. So
Totally.
yeah, man.
Yep. Excited to see it. Always want cool things to happen.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. All right. So, Yeah, I had more to talk about with the Little League, even though I blew past it, but we'll get to that as time goes on. Because there's a few more weeks of that still, even though it only goes until May or June or something. It's only like 2 months.
Yeah, mine's yeah, it's like a full 2 months. Mine goes to mid-June, but I mean, dude, my oldest, he's got a game every Saturday and usually a game Tuesday. If he doesn't have a game Tuesday, it's practice.
Yeah.
And then my youngest has practice every Thursday and a game every Saturday. So it's
S
like at the end of the season, Vin's gonna play like fucking, I think 17 or 18 games.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
He's playing 2 a week
my
basically for
kids
2
have
months.
practice twice a week each.
That yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like, my daughter has T-ball practice twice a week.
Dude,
It's
that's
crazy.
stupid.
And then, yeah, and then a
T-ball
game every
T-ball,
Saturday,
they
maybe during the week.
T-ball, they should maybe have, like, 1 practice and then 1 game, you know?
Yeah.
2 is that's
I
because
mean, they're
again,
trying to
dude,
teach them
like
the fundamentals, but it's very, like
yeah, but I did the T-ball thing, and, like, we skipped it with G, like, because I think it's a waste of time, like, I get it, they wanna teach them the fundamentals, but dude, you see how the kids are there, like, they're not listening, they're not retaining shit.
yeah.
Like, baseball kinda is like an acquired taste, you know, like, especially,
Coach
like,
pitch
now.
coach pitch
Yeah.
is, like, no different than T-ball.
Yeah, so G's playing that, but I don't know, like, maybe G's different, but he's into it, so he's getting the most out of it.
That's
Like,
good, yeah.
he's definitely learning and retaining stuff.
Mhm.
Like, Vin and T-ball, no shot.
No, yeah. Yeah,
Not
exactly.
retaining a
Donovan
goddamn
too.
thing.
He's definitely learned so much more already just playing like, getting
Yeah.
ready for this season and
Well, it's
playing the
because like,
season they did.
it's a little bit more of an advanced thing, plus he's older, you know, he's maturing, so
Yeah.
like, think about it, right? When Vin played T-ball, at the first year, I don't even think he was in school. I think he might have been in preschool.
Uh-huh.
Like, now that they're in school and they've been in school a couple years or a year or 2, they at least, like, know, like, oh, you know, teachers talk, oh, coach is talking, like, that's the position of authority, they're teaching, like,
Yeah.
they at least know, like, "Oh, I gotta be quiet and listen." Like, you
Do they
know,
do
not
they
just
do
thinking.
go ahead.
No, what did you say?
Do they do straight up 3 strikes and you're out?
So, I didn't go to his game because his game was at 9. My wife took G to his game, which is coach
Mhm.
pitch. I took Vin to his game. He's in the minors where the kids actually pitch.
Yeah.
I didn't even see G's game, so I don't even know how, like, the format's set up. I don't know if,
Oh,
like,
okay.
they play outs or just everyone bats and that's an inning or
Yeah, for Donovan's, they do everybody gets to hit or they do outs or
you
3
know what?
outs.
I'm gonna say no, it isn't 3 strikes because they have a T on standby.
S
So I'm
That's exactly
assuming
what they do.
the
Yeah.
kid probably gets, like, 5 strikes. If he
That's
swings and
exactly it.
misses, eventually they break the T out, yeah.
Yep, you get 5 pitches or then they break the tee out. That's what they
Okay,
do.
alright.
Yeah.
So that's probably what yeah, eventually I'll make it to G's
Yeah, but
game,
they're
but
still playing outs, which is good, to teach them that part of
yeah,
it. Yeah, it's a lot, man, because the kids are
yeah,
still constantly playing in the dirt and all over the place. Like,
yeah.
you need to be on
See,
every single kid.
it's funny, like, Vin's levels, like, they're all into it, but they're into it, and when you're watching it, you're like, "Alright, this is baseball." Like, you know what I mean? Like when the ball gets hit to the shortstop, like the shortstop fields it and he throws it to first. Meanwhile, in
Mhm.
T-ball, like the whole fucking swarm
T
of the
ex
infield
Yeah,
goes after the ball. Like the person just completely whoever's on the first baseman just like fuck first base. I'm going to get
yep.
the ball. Like, you know,
That was
it's so
T-ball.
right. So now you could see these kids are applying like they know what to do. They're just not good yet. Like, bro, the kid pitching,
Mhm.
you know, every inning there's like fucking 4 walks, like the
Yeah.
ball constantly goes to the backstop. But what's good is like once a team scores 5 runs, it's like a mercy rule for like the inning.
Oh,
So once
okay.
you hit 5 runs, it's like, all right, you know, like which is good
Yeah.
because dude, you get a kid that can't find a
So
strike zone,
so
like,
the game
bro,
ends, like, 45-50.
right, and
Yeah.
you'd be there, you know, in your sleeping bag, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's like I said, T-ball yeah, T-ball, that's most of why my daughter was throwing a fit, because she was standing there, and then they'd hit the ball, and it would go 5 feet in front of the home plate, and she wouldn't get to it in time.
yeah.
2 other kids would lay on top of each other and get it, and then she'd throw
Oh
a
yeah.
fit because she couldn't get it, or she didn't get
Yeah.
there in time. And then coach pitch, you had, like, half the field going to the ball at the same time.
Right.
Because, like, second base and first base, they're staying there, but then you've got the shortstop and the pitcher and the left fielder all going at the ball
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, left fielder who plays like right behind the shortstop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot, man, and even for me, I'm like, I couldn't coach. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, no
Was
shot.
assistant coach for T-ball, and it was I mean, it was only 5 kids, so, it was kinda manageable, but even
Yeah.
now, because so many kids need to be constantly, like talked to and helped, and it's not ha it's ugh, it's a lot.
Yeah. Vin's also getting to the age where it's not quite like I'm not dropping him off and leaving, but like I could,
Yeah,
like because like he's into it. The coach has got it like under control. Like I I could kind of I mean there is times like I have dropped him off just to go run and grab something, but like
yeah,
I could totally at baseball practice now drop him off and go back an hour and a half and pick him up.
yeah, and come back yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
good
that's
too,
wild.
because again, like he's engaged, he's having fun, and he's just at that age where I'm not like a fucking prisoner to it.
Yeah,
You know?
yep, yeah, time flies. It's crazy.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's oh man, is it a lot to deal with.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Especially
yeah.
with two, like I got friends that have like one. It's like
Yeah, oh, that's a
if
piece of
I,
cake.
yeah, it's just it'd be one game, one practice during the week, and then just the one game on the weekend
Yep.
where we, as a family go to it, and then that's it. But no, we got two, so it's all over the fucking place.
That's crazy, yeah, I thought, like, the 2 games were at the same place, and then my wife told me, "Oh, no, her
No, yeah.
game is in this here, and then, his is
See,
there."
that's
Like, Jesus
that's the one
Christ.
that's the one good thing about football. Like they both have football practice from 6 to 8. They're in two different divisions, but like they practice on the same field. Just like one team's got half the field, the other team's got the other half,
Oh,
and
that's
then
good, yeah.
they play on the same day. Like if they're playing Minisync, like all four divisions are playing Minisync.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
like
cool,
for the
that
most
makes
part, there
sense.
is some weekends where like maybe one's on a bye week, one's not, or something. But like
Mhm.
if they're hosting, they host the town. Like they host like Newburgh, right? So like all four age groups of Newburgh are coming to our place, and
Yeah, oh, okay. That makes
so
sense.
one will play at fucking 9 a.m., the other plays at 11 a.m.
Yeah, see, that's good for the parents, man. Because yeah, because
Oh, dude.
what the hell would I do if
Well,
we didn't have 2
football's
cars or
yeah, and football is so demanding, they could not do it. Like they both practice 3 or 4 times a week. If they were, like, practicing at different times, there's no way you could have 2 kids doing it.
yeah. Yep.
So,
And the practices too, like, I think on Monday, practice is at 5,
yeah.
and then on Wednesday, practice is at 7, and then Thursday, practice is at 6, and Friday, practice is at 6. So they okay, well, 5 o'clock is tough for some people, some people
Yeah,
work.
yeah,
Hey, it's tough to get there at 5. Thankfully, like, my wife works from home on Mondays. Yeah,
yeah.
it is, man, it's so much to deal with. Plus now,
Oh,
obviously they need volunteers to do the concession stand.
yep.
It is, man, it's a fucking lot. Um, alright, yeah, we'll transition from the sports to the geek. So, a couple things real quick. So, Hasbro just announced you've heard of Hasbro toys, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Hasbro announced that they are going to be partnering with Mattel. So, the 2, like, biggest rivals in toys are gonna be partnering together to do a kinda cross promotion. The 2 names that I saw were Transformers and Barbie. 'Cause
Really?
Hasbro has Transformers and Mattel has Barbie. So, maybe they'll be Barbie Transformers.
Huh.
And then plus with the movies coming out and stuff like that, it's all cross promotion. That's pretty wild. I think Hasbro's, stock went through the roof when this was announced.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
Wow.
friggin' random and wild thing. Um, the WWE announced a new belt tonight,
Oh
so they
god,
now
what's
have
this?
3 main titles. There is
Dude,
a Universal Champion, a WWE Champion, and then now a new World Heavyweight Champion. Because they're doing a brand split again, where there'll be some people on SmackDown, some people on Raw.
but then why not just have 2 belts?
Because they already had 2 belts from the last brand split,
This is
and then
so
now
that's
so
the
now that now and
dude,
then
all
one person
all
won both belts.
right, all it does is water it down. Dude, wrestling's forever ruined, bro. And you know what? Like I watched WrestleMania, and don't get me wrong, like I was excited to watch it, but then at the same time I was turned off. Like I don't like that it's a 2 night event now.
Yeah,
Like It's just that it's just not. It's because they just have too much talent. Like like I don't. They don't need that much.
Yeah. Night
It's
1 of
just it's
WrestleMania was amazing, while night 2
yeah.
was,
Well, I liked both, and and I'm not gonna lie. The two main events, the one Saturday night and one Sunday night, were
yeah.
awesome. I did. I. That's the first time in a long time that I like watched matches like and was entertained.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I wanted fucking Rhodes to beat Reigns so bad, and like
Oh,
hanging on every fucking 2 count.
yeah, and see, and imagine if you've been following his journey for the last year, where he came back last
Well,
WrestleMania.
so I do like not intensely, but I follow all on Twitter and
Yeah.
stuff. So I do see what's going on. So I
Yeah,
kind of
people were
had an idea.
desperate for him to win, and he didn't,
Yeah.
and it just
Ah,
I
dude.
get
I
it.
and
It took the wind out of so many people's sails, but again, like you
I
said, you're
felt
not
I felt
super
like that was a
invested in it.
good yeah, but I felt like
Yeah,
that was a good time to do it. Like I
yeah,
know enough that like how long Reigns has had the title. Like I just uh, I felt like that was the moment, and we talked about it briefly too. Like, dude, it feels like they're gonna put the belt on Rhodes like soon,
yeah.
but it's like, well, what? What are you doing at Backlash now? What are you doing at fucking SummerSlam?
So
Like,
yeah, it doesn't have the same feel as WrestleMania,
yeah,
especially when this
right.
WrestleMania was so huge.
Now, if you tell me they're gonna like build it up and hype it, and then like next WrestleMania does it, like okay, but
I think that's the move.
right, because don't they want to get the Reigns to like fucking
Yeah,
however
1,000 he
many
wants they wanna
days?
get him past
Yeah,
1,000 days, and he's like, I
right,
think by the end of the week, he'll be at 1,000 days,
yeah,
which is wild because that's because nobody's had that since, like, fucking Bob Backlund,
right, yeah,
but
yeah. It's like
yeah.
3.5 years.
Yeah, but also too, Cody being gone for years and, like, establishing himself in Ring of Honor and New Japan and AEW when
Yeah.
he's not gonna come back to WWE and then win the title when he's not yet reestablished as a WWE guy. Next year,
Yeah,
he
see,
will be.
right, I get that, but like, look, like Rob Van Dam won a heavyweight title. Like there,
Yeah,
there's guys
but he
that
was
aren't,
also with the company for, like, over a year at that point too.
yeah, I know, but like
That's
he
just the
was
way
like
they think.
ECW through and through. Like
Yeah,
Rhodes was WWE, then he bounced around. Like, dude, Rob Van Dam, like the reason he went to WWE is because like ECW basically went out of business, was bought out by WWE.
yeah,
Like if you ask Rob Van Dam, he's probably like, I don't want to wrestle for them, but he had no other choice.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
he's a he's an ECW guy through and through. But yeah, I don't know. But now, yeah, now adding a third belt, that's like, come
Yeah.
on, it's overkill. How
See
many
that and that's
fucking
the thing.
tag team titles do we have?
Yeah, there's 2 tag
It's just,
titles now. Again, both won by the same team at this point. So it's like it seemed
yeah,
like they were unifying everything and great, but no, they need some ratings, so they're gonna do a draft and a brand split again, which is fucking so dumb. No one likes that idea. It's probably
yeah,
better for the wrestlers because they don't have to travel so much, and a lot
right.
more of the younger guys probably get more screen time than they would not have
So
before.
what happened at the last brand split? It eventually just like fizzled into
Yeah, that's
one, and
exactly
now
it.
they're showing up on Raw and SmackDown.
Yep, it just fizzled out eventually.
Yeah.
Some guys might show up more on one brand than the other, but eventually it just fizzled out, and then now they're doing it all over again.
See, and like as a fan, because like I haven't been when they did the whole brand split. Like, well, the first one they did was probably what, like 10 years ago now, right?
Yeah, probably 15, 20 almost
Right.
now.
Well, whenever they did do it, I wasn't a fan. Like, I wasn't tuning in every week.
Mhm.
Dude, if I was a fan, I'd be like pissed, like, because like
Well
now you buy tickets to Raw. You're like, well, I want to see fucking John Cena. Oh, well, he's on SmackDown.
well, that's why you pay attention, and you gotta watch now
Well,
it'll
but
make you
then
watch
it's
both
like, well,
shows.
SmackDown's not in town till fucking 6
Yeah,
months from now, or whatever.
that's yeah, and that's, like, what it goes with. It's competing with themselves essentially, which is just
Yeah,
stupid.
it is
And yeah,
stupid.
that's the whole deal around it. There's so much it's so hard now to watch wrestling as an older fan and enjoy it without looking at, like, the business side of it. Okay, well, they're doing this for this reason, and they're doing that for that
Right.
reason, and so it takes the magic out of it a lot. But but
Yeah.
again, WrestleMania was a time where you could, like, really lose yourself in it, and WrestleMania was awesome. But then, yeah, they go right back to nonsense. Like, the next week that Monday at Raw was, like, fucking one of the worst Raws ever, everybody said. And it was, like,
Yeah.
great. So the all the momentum from WrestleMania was just
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, your earbuds are kinda cutting in and out again. I don't know why that is.
I was touching him, so
Oh, now you're good.
yeah.
All right. So the main topic of discussion today, because the more I was thinking about this, it kind of got me running on a tangent of all the different things to think about with it. Because some stuff that I've seen just even the past couple days that got me thinking. But yeah, so it was announced today that both Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon have been granted their future endeavors. I saw something about Tucker Carlson's because a lawsuit coming up. Did you look into it a little more?
So I read like a small blurb. I guess there is. So I've heard a couple things that Fox has kind of like toned it back a little bit as far as like speaking their mind and being like so far right.
Yeah.
And I guess there's been like Tucker's taken, he has a problem with it because like not that he's being censored, but I guess somewhat, being told he can't, talk about certain things. So I heard that was a sticking point. Then yeah, I did see something about a lawsuit. I haven't really read into it, but
Mhm.
from what I understand, he was just granted his like they just went their separate ways. He had a show on Friday, and that was his last show.
Mhm.
Don Lemon, from what I read, he was fired, and I remember him getting in. He was facing some disciplinary action like a month or two ago, and I guess yeah, I've heard again. I don't follow it too closely, but I heard
Yeah.
he was doing some knucklehead shit. And then he actually released like Fox had to put out a statement today, like, oh, we wish him the best, blah blah. Don Lemon put out a statement today, like it was like a scathing statement.
Yeah, and then, like, I'm just going through the headlines here, and yeah, he's stunned after ousting at CNN,
Yeah,
um, fired from CNN without warning. But then here's 3 weeks ago from Variety, Don Lemon's misogyny at CNN exposed, malicious texts mocking female coworkers and diva-like behavior. And that was 3 weeks ago, and then now he's being
right.
fired. And he's like, "What?
Yeah.
You firing me? What happened?"
I mean, it seems like it's like, dude, like just me catching little glimpses here and there of what was going on. Like I felt like that was inevitable. He's being a fucking clown. Like I'm sure
Yeah.
he's not that stunned. But he's probably gonna fucking blame it on race and all this
Oh,
other
yeah,
bullshit because
gotta save
he's a
face.
fucking liberal. That's what he's gonna do.
Oh,
So,
yeah, okay.
well,
And then
dude,
the
they don't do
conservatives
it.
like, "No problem. Thank you for giving me the turn. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, and goodbye."
Well, hey, dude, two guys got released from
I don't think it's got
their
anything to do
deals
with
today.
being a left or a right, it's just got more to do with situations. Like, Don Lemon clearly seems to be
Don,
have been a jerk off.
right. He was a jerk off and then he got fired. And
Okay.
it would not be beneath him to fucking play the race card. He also happens to be a fucking liberal, right?
Yeah, he
Tucker
also happens to be
Carlson,
a liberal.
yeah, okay, and Tucker Carlson is not a liberal, and they like went their separate ways cordially.
But also, again, a different scenario. It seems like Don Lemon had a problem here, and he was just a douchebag, while Tucker Carlson, from what it seems like, there's some kind of old lawsuit that's coming up, and then, you know, he needed to they needed to part ways. It's
Well,
not like
right, but it still
Tucker
doesn't.
Carlson was bad-mouthing employees and, being a douchebag, or,
Well,
to the
correct,
employees and
but
everything, and then
he's still a Republican, and Lemon's
yeah.
still a liberal. So
Yeah, they
you
are,
know,
but I don't think that has anything to do
yeah.
with their behavior from being fired in this situation, because there's different reasons why each of them got fired.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, the whole like crybaby, woe is me victim thing usually is like a left thing. It's not usually a right thing.
I I don't know about that. I think there's situations where Republicans probably cried plenty too, just in different
Mhm.
ways. I feel like the way it usually comes out more when you see that is more like not a woe is me type of way, more as
Right.
like I'm fucking right and they're fucking wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole victim thing, it gets fucking old.
That maybe that's yeah. The more
It's
yeah, you don't see a
soft.
victimized
Like,
behavior.
dude,
It's more of a like
basically, this guy's acting like an asshole, you know, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm shocked." It's like, dude, you're shocked. You've been disciplined like
yeah,
multiple times. Like, what are you fucking shocked about? If
yeah,
you're shocked, you're a fucking idiot. That'd be like me getting disciplined at work like 4 times for different things, and they're like, "Hey, we gotta let you go." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't
yeah.
see this coming."
I
Like,
know.
well, Dick, you were in trouble 4 fucking times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
It,
Don
it
Lemon's a fucking asshole.
I don't. I don't know. I heard his name, but I didn't know who it was. What's his name? Wolf Blitzer. He's the white guy with the beard and the fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now it just rang a bell here. That's who I thought it was initially. I was like, oh wow, that's a big deal. He's like the face of
But you know
CNN.
what though, dude? Like Lemon's probably in the same way. Rachel Maddow, fucking Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity. They're like the big ones. They like part of me thinks they're kind of told to say certain shit just to rile up stuff and get
Yes.
attention. Because like
Exactly
some
what
of
I
the
was gonna
stuff
get
these
to.
guys these guys say, you're like, do you really believe that? And
Yeah.
the same thing, and to take it further than politics, it's the same shit in the sports media world.
Hmm.
Like I'm sure you heard of Skip Bayless and fucking Stephen A.
Yeah.
Smith.
Oh yeah.
These guys are just fucking hot take machines. That's it, you
Yeah.
know?
I get that vibe from Tucker Carlson a lot.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Like,
no,
and
I
that's
do
what
too.
where Jon Stewart, when he was on Tucker Carlson or something, he kind of told him like, "You have a big outlet here where you can relay information that is helpful to people, but
Yeah,
instead you're using it to be entertaining and stuff instead." And I think when I saw Tucker Carlson on, he was on a One Bite review with Dave Portnoy, and I
yeah.
was like, he seems like a down to earth kind of cool guy, not a raving lunatic,
I mean,
you
dude,
know?
some of his rants, I mean, granted, I do lean right. Some of his rants I feel like are so spot on. I feel like he takes more of like a common sense approach,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
don't think
I
I've
mean,
ever
maybe it
watched
just
it.
resonates with me. I think he's good, and he was the highest rated show on television, you
Yeah, it's
know?
like 3 million viewers or
All of
something like
all
that.
of
I saw.
TV, like, the
Yeah,
Fox is gonna take a huge hit without him. I mean, this
yeah.
guy was wildly popular. He's probably gonna go do dude, he'll probably get a podcast and probably be second to, like, Rogan.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he's that popular. He's got that big of a following,
yeah.
so and
Something
he'll
that's so
crush it,
crazy. Yeah, but like going back to like what we were just saying, he says those things, and you're like, do you really believe that?
Oh,
And it got
yeah.
me thinking about so much shit that when it comes to media like that, like people look to CNN and Fox News for information, not entertainment. But
Yeah, well, they used
all that
to. I
is
feel
yeah,
like
all that
now
is
it's
foregone just
yeah.
to get ratings and everything. Like, what was some let me see if I can find it. There was, Fox News tweeted out some kind of fucking poll that was oh, Rob Van Dam liked my, tweet. Somebody was like, what's a moment in wrestling that made you feel like this?" And it's like a Fox News lineup of all people with all different expressions. And I said, "When
Yeah.
Tommy Dreamer and real RVD jumped the railing on Raw." And RVD just like that.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, but there's some kind of poll that Fox did where they're like, "We're the most trusted news site in the country." And then, like, if you look at the actual poll on the website that they reported, it's like, no, that's not what that poll says at all. It says Fox is like last or second to last, like even behind Newsmax. Like people now are turning to Newsmax more than Fox News because now if Fox News is going to get away from being right, which they're going to definitely gonna go away from because they're losing fucking ratings like nobody's business. So they're definitely gonna go back to their old ways. Um,
Well, they're losing rating well, I mean, they're gonna lose ratings now. Tucker Carlson, they were the highest rated, you know,
yeah,
news channel.
yeah, exactly.
So they're not necessarily losing ratings because 'cause they're far right. They're losing ratings
No,
because 'cause
no,
they're
no.
gonna lose their guy.
I'm saying they're losing ratings because they're going away from being far right, and
Oh,
they're losing their core audience that they were built on.
right.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So there's some. I wish I could find the original, the one that Fox posted now, or somebody put it. But yeah, so like yeah, so Americans view the Weather Channel, the BBC, and PBS as the most trustworthy media organizations. So this is a poll
The
from
fucking Weather Channel.
yeah, the Weather Channel is number 1, BBC is
Well,
number
and they're
2.
fucking wrong too. I mean, granted,
Yeah,
they're not tricking anyone with their, like, politics. They're just not good at their job,
yeah,
weathering and
Fox
weather
News is
limited.
dead last. Just shy of Fox News is MSNBC. Yeah, ridiculous shit here. Like CBS, the Wall Street Journal's up there. PBS is third most popular. And so this is 2022. Fox put out something where it's like, "We're number 1 in this year's survey," but it's like, but this year's survey didn't come out yet. So what the hell are they trying to do? They're just, like, blatantly posting bullshit.
Are they citing a different survey?
No, same survey.
Oh,
because I looked it up. I can't find the one that Fox posted now. I can find the one that I can find the one that mentions it's YouGov America from The Economist. YouGov. Yeah, I can't find the Fox post or the Fox where they post like the newspaper fucking headline. But again, doing my research and looking at it, it was wrong and it was a blatant lie. Other things I've
yeah,
come across now that are just this blatant lie shit that you could post anything. And again, going back to them saying stuff on CNN, saying stuff on Fox, you could say anything and people are like, "Oh, did you hear this? That's crazy." Like my wife sent me a TikTok or an Instagram the other day. Have you seen the deal with it's a clip of SpongeBob's driver's license. And the address on SpongeBob's driver's this what this reel tells you is that the address on SpongeBob's driver's license is the address of Jeffrey Epstein's mansion on his island.
yeah,
And this is what this guy says. And you go in the comments and people are like floored. They're like, this is disgusting. All these cartoons are geared towards pedophiles, that the Democrats are this and that. I'm like, okay, well, did you actually check and see if that was true? Because it's not. Yeah, but no, because one person fucking posted some random ass thing about it, everybody's losing their minds about it. And then when I
yeah,
went to like Google it and find out if it was true, it was like 2020 that this was debunked. And now here it is
right.
just showing up now in my feed. Eh, does anybody listen? Does anybody care? Nobody has the energy, and this is the kind of shit that it just runs rampant. And that's why when
Yeah,
you
oh, yeah.
have people on these news channels that, again, like you need them to give you accurate information. Imagine a fucking news channel that give you accurate information.
Well,
Uh,
that's the problem. You don't have to do that because clearly no one's being held accountable. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and that's a huge thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is no trusted news source anymore because like you
No.
basically pick whatever way you lean. I feel
Yeah.
like by us we have like News 12. It's like Spectrum's thing. I feel like
Mhm.
that's probably the most accurate. But again, that's all local shit.
That's what I was gonna say. That's just local
But
happenings.
I also don't watch it enough to know if they lean one way or the other. But like I would
Yeah.
assume like, all right, that one's just like literally reporting like what's going on.
Yeah.
What happens is you get these fucking you even dude, even on Sports Center, ESPN, these guys, they become, it used to be just reporting the news, right? Like that's what your job as an anchor was. You just
Yeah.
report what happened. But then they become like personalities. They put their own little spin on stuff, and then now they're like giving their opinions. It's like, okay,
And then that's what people get to watch. Like, oh, I want to see what this guy's gonna say next.
right.
And it's like then
So
take it to a different fucking channel, different show. It's insane.
yeah.
Like,
Well, it's
did you
all fucking tainted now. So
yeah. Did you hear or see the clip of Trump did you see my tweet where I replied? I was like, "Is this AI? This can't be real."
no,
About Trump saying about how Democrats are okay with executing babies after they're born.
no.
Yeah, here, listen to this. Yeah, hold on, let me.
I will continue to stand strong against the extreme late term abortionists in the Democrat Party who believe in abortion on demand in the ninth month of pregnancy and even executing babies after birth. They actually talk beyond birth, after birth, executing the baby. This is where we've come, and it's so sad to see. I will
Uh,
continue to stand.
First of all, that's fucking insanity.
Well, all right. So
Insanity.
he's using the word using the word execute to drive home a point, but what he's saying. Yeah, it's not being executed, but there are people in favor of like late term, like after the baby's being born, that it's still aborted.
How is it how is it aborted after it's born?
Well, because they're calling it abortion, but realistically, if you want to fucking say, is they're executing it.
But
He's being
how?
extreme saying execute.
How are you
What do you mean?
how is it who is saying it's okay to kill a baby after it's born?
Well, in states that legalize abortion that are trying to push for that.
I,
And those all those marches and stuff of like, remember when abortion was like the big hot button topic like a year ago?
mhm.
Yeah, that's when it came out that there's late term abortions and even after the baby's born.
I don't see. That's what I want to see more of, where somebody actually says that, because when I was
Well,
looking
it's not
into
as
this, what he
said,
was
it's a
talking
thing. And
about.
like people were supporting and voting for that.
Well, see, that's what I saw this came off of. Him saying that is because of Democrats voting against a bill that outlawed abortion or something like that.
Well,
So
right.
if
Well,
they're
he's
outlawing
talking
abortion,
about,
then that must mean they're okay with killing babies. Like, whoa, that's not what we said.
well, yeah, but there are people that believe in like that late of term, pregnancy abortions.
I want to
So
see these people.
he's obviously going to pick the the extreme, just like the Democrats do, right? Like when they talk about the right, they're going to take the most fucking right wing wacko and be like, "This is what they want to do." It's like, well, whoa, okay, yes, some want to, right? Like defund the police. Not every Democrat wants to defund the police, right?
Mhm.
But if I'm a Republican and I'm running, I'm going to
Oh,
say,
yeah.
oh yeah, the Democrats want to defund the police, right? I'm going to go to the far extreme to sell to my people, like, hey, this is what we got to stop.
Yeah, and that's true.
That's what he's doing,
But then there you go. So again, wrong on both sides, because not
right?
every Democrat wants
Well,
to
yeah,
defund the
he's
police.
picking right. And I ultimately his point is like, well, if we don't have abortion, then we won't have that crazy extreme part where we're killing babies that like are literally born minutes ago,
I
or
want to
babies
see.
that
I
are
want to
ready
see.
to come out.
I didn't get to deep dive too much into it, but I want to see a video of someone saying that it's okay to do that.
Oh, dude, I'm sure a quick Google search will fucking show you. And that's a dangerous thing to do, bro. It's the internet. You can find anything. Think of the most wackiest thing you can think of.
Well, that's
If you
true.
Google it, I'm sure someone's fucking saying
Because
it.
I
So
tried. So let's see. Okay, so let's see. What did he say? Terminate? Is that the word he used?
execute.
Execute.
I mean, no one. I don't think anyone is gonna say execute.
So
He's
then,
saying
so
that
then
to
where's he
make it.
getting it from?
Well, he's saying, dude, he's saying execute, right? What's the definition of execute? It's kill. He's
Yeah.
saying execute because if you say execute, that makes it sound the absolute worst. Again, he's trying to make the left sound as bad as possible because that's what he wants to do. He wants to get the right in a fucking lather,
Yeah.
get them all
So
crazy.
so again, going back to just saying bullshit, that's not true, just to
Well, right,
get a
right, dude.
rise.
He again, he's saying right, okay, right. You call it right, so you'll see it in trials, right? And then they executed my whatever. It's like, all right, well, the guy that killed whoever we're talking about, in his mind, he's probably like, well, I didn't think of it as executing. Yes, I did murder someone, but I didn't think of it as an execution, right? So we
Mhm.
think of execution, right? We're like, oh, someone's in trouble. They're, getting tied up. They're getting hung. They're getting lined up and getting shot or whatever, right? That's what we think. He's being facetious with the term. He's basically saying, yeah, they want to kill babies after they're born, but he's going to say execute because it's a hot button, buzzword that's going
Okay,
to get people riled up.
but so okay. So yeah, he's saying execute because it's a buzzword, but what? Kill babies after they're born is what he's
Yes,
still saying?
yes, and there are people that,
And again, I think that's
dude, I'm
insane.
telling you, look it up. I agree,
I'm
bro. I see.
trying.
Look, and that's where I think there needs to be like a middle ground, and that's where it got crazy. The whole
Well, that's
abortion
true.
topic. There's people that were like fucking crazy for abortion, and there's people that were fucking hell bent against it. Like people were like, I don't even care if they were raped; they should
Oh,
still
yeah.
have to have the baby, which
Yeah.
is fucking crazy.
Who was
But
the
then
one
there's
fucking guy that
people,
was like, their bodies can shut it down if they're being raped? Like, Jesus Christ, you have a position of
right?
power and that's
But
what you
then you
think?
got that. But then you got people that want to fucking have abortions in the ninth month, or even after the fucking baby's born. I think that's fucking crazy. Like,
How
how about some middle ground?
how is it an abortion after they're born? And then it's just murder.
Well, correct, but it's the fucking mom's choice, dude. I
Yeah.
don't even know if that's legal anywhere, dude. I'm telling you, people were in favor of that. We're like
So
trying to vote that.
okay, wait, here's something crazy. This is from 2019, and Trump repeats a false claim that doctors execute newborns. This is from 2019. I just saw that video today. The baby is born, the mother meets with the doctor, they take care of the baby, they wrap the baby beautifully. and then a doctor and the mother determine whether or not they will execute the baby. So this is from the New York Times. New York Times is left,
Yeah.
and the Wall Street. What's that? The Wall Street Journal's right.
Or I don't know where they stand anymore. Who knows?
Yeah.
I know the
Uh,
New York Post. The New York Post is definitely right.
Maybe that's
The
the New York
Daily
Times
News
is
is
left.
definitely left.
The New York Post is left. Okay.
Well, there's the Daily News, there's the Post, there's Newsday, which is more like Long Island, there's the Wall Street Journal, there's the New York Times. There's a million fucking newspaper outlets in New York.
Okay. So again, this is 2019. In another fact check, the Times found that infants are rarely born alive after abortion procedures. It hardly ever happens, according to Dr. Daniel Grossman, a professor of obstetrics, gynecology, and reproductive science at the University of California, San Francisco. He performs abortions and is a spokesman for the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, where he leads a committee on health care for underserved women. Infants are hardly ever born alive after attempted abortions. Though there are rare cases where an infant survives a premature birth but cannot survive without extreme attempts at resuscitation. Moreover, the Times reported doctors do not kill the infants who survive, although families may choose not to take an extreme measure to resuscitate them. So, okay, so exactly. Okay, so they're not choosing to kill, they're just not choosing to let it try and live.
Well, dude,
So,
you're reading one thing. Dude, look, I don't have it in front of me. I can look it up. I'm telling you, 100% during the whole like abortion marches and shit, there were women saying that it's their choice to even keep the baby even minutes after it's born. Like they can still abort it then. Because that was the question. It was like, well, how's that an abortion? The baby's already born. There's
yeah,
people who want that again, right? So right now, the perfect example. I don't know if you saw it. Apparently, there's a bill out there that is being voted on. I heard it was even voted down already, where people
yeah.
with good credit have to fucking pay higher rates on their mortgages to like subsidize and help out the people with poor credit trying to get houses. It was all over social media last like couple of days, right?
My wife probably
Of
knows about that.
course, of course, people are getting fucking outraged about it, right? Because like here I am building good credit, but I get penalized. I have to pay a higher rate, right? And for the most part, it's mostly right people because again, the left, tends to be more welfare and blah blah blah, right? Because the inner cities, which are usually Democrat, they're more on food stamps and welfare and blah and fucking Section 8 housing and blah blah blah. So obviously, it became a political thing, right? Everyone's getting all bent out of shape, but apparently, like it was a proposed thing. It hasn't even been voted on yet. People are losing their minds,
Yeah.
right? So again, I don't think there's a law anywhere that allows you to fucking kill a baby like moments after it's born. But these are the things that are being proposed by certain people.
Yeah. See, that's yeah, that's
But
the
his whole
case.
point, again, he's being extreme, but that's what he does. He's gonna say execute because execute sounds way worse than like, gently aborting a baby, right? Like
Yeah.
he's
Well,
going to say
of course.
execute. And his whole point is like, I'm going to be at this extreme to ensure that my voting base gets me in so we can stop abortion at all,
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
there
just to
are
fire
some
people
fucking
up.
far right wing conservatives that are like, you cannot abort a baby under any circumstance. It has to be born, right? But then there's fucking people on the far left that are like, oh yeah, fucking kill a baby in the 9th month, kill a baby right after it's born. It's the parent's decision, blah, blah, blah. So there's got to be some middle ground. Me, now again, I'm not a fucking woman. I don't have a vagina, and I know I would get fucking lambasted for having a fucking opinion because that's how it goes now. But I think a fair compromise is like usually you can find out the sex typically at 18 weeks. Dude, that's 4.5 months. Why don't we make that the cutoff, right? You have
Yeah.
4.5 months
That's
to
like how I
think on
feel
this.
too, yeah.
Do I want to have this baby or do I not? Because I am for abortion, 100%. Dude, rapes, bro, I'm okay with fucking 2 mid-20-year-olds that had a fucking oops. They just started dating and they had a fucking oops and they go get an abortion. I'm okay with that because they're not ready yet. I'm perfectly okay with that. Anyone can have one. I just think there should be a cutoff.
Yeah.
4.5 months in, it now has a sex, so it's not an it anymore. It's a fucking he or a she. Like
Yeah.
it's you can identify it as like a boy or a girl.
Hmm.
Have the baby, give it up for adoption. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. I think that's fair. I don't know. It's 4.5 months to think about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's a
And
long
before
time
that
too.
time, you don't want to have it. No harm, no foul. That's it. But after that,
No
hey,
harm,
you
no
still don't
foul.
want it, but have it and then give it up for adoption.
Yeah, you can
That would
always
be
give it
my
up for
thing.
adoption. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
it is, and it's a big time emotional roller coaster for people and stuff like that.
Oh, and I get that. I just feel like at the end of the day, that is a human in there, right? That, you know, can be born and have a fucking great life. I mean, you can have a bad life. We don't know, but I just think there should be some cutoff, and it shouldn't be so extreme one way or the other.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm very curious about these topics because again, I don't like I feel like even 9 months is like I need to specifically hear people say this because I know there's laws that want to say that it's okay to get an abortion up to that late, which I think that, 9 months is obviously way too late. But I want to see someone that says that, it's okay to get one that late. Like, I've never seen an interview where someone says, "This is how late I think is okay." It's always, "This is the bill we have in place, and this bill says it can be this."
Right.
And then the other bill says, like, "No, no abortions ever." So, like, okay, well, like you said, where's the common ground where they can all get on the same page? Like, okay, look, you don't want abortions, I do want abortions. Maybe we can find out when is down. Hopefully, you guys can still hear me. There we go. I'm back. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I got you now.
Yeah,
Yep.
fucking low internet. Yeah, yeah. So who knows? I mean, you want to see fucking some common sense here, but I don't know. But I do want to see where like someone literally says it's okay to terminate a baby after it's born. And in the context that he's saying, but because then again, so yeah, like you said, he's saying that to fire up someone who hears that and goes, "What? These fucking Democrats, you hear that? What they want to do?" But
Right.
where's someone who uses their head and goes, "Man, that sounds a little crazy that they want to terminate babies." Right?
Yeah,
Like, are
but
these
dude,
people?
but you're asking for a lot. You're asking for people to use their head. Have you seen the guy? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I know.
I think he's like an Indian guy. Like he appears to be Indian. I could be way off on his ethnicity. He's an American citizen. He speaks perfect English and everything, and
Yeah.
but he appears to be like maybe he's Indian, maybe he's even like Hispanic. I don't know. But he goes around like Times Square and he asks people like the simplest questions, and they answer it wrong, and he always goes, "Yes."
Oh, I've seen
Have you
that
seen
too.
that guy?
Yeah.
Bro, these are the fucking people you're asking to like use their head. Like, come on,
Yeah.
dude. We're way past that. People are fucking retarded. There are people. There are people that will vote simply on who fucking Kim Kardashian tells them to vote for. I mean, this
Yeah.
is where we're at as a
We've
society.
talked about that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
No
mean,
one looks up shit their own.
for you to ask someone to use their head, I mean, dude, whoa, let's relax here. You're asking an awful lot, you know.
You're exactly right.
So I mean, we
It's
have a
sad.
fucking dumb society.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Have you ever
Fucking
seen
dumb.
Have you ever seen Idiocracy?
No.
You should watch Idiocracy because
Yeah.
that's where we're headed. Idiocracy. It's got Luke Wilson in it, and it was written and directed, I think, by
Oh,
Mike Judge.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah,
I think I've seen parts here and there, but
where people are just so fucking stupid, and
yeah,
it's like the year like 5000 or something, and everybody keeps getting stupider and stupider and stupider, and that's how it goes. And,
yeah,
professional wrestler, Camacho's 10-time SmackDown champion. He's the president. I'm like,
yeah.
okay, so like there you go. There's The Rock being president.
Well, dude,
It,
that and people joked like, "Oh, The Rock should run for president." Like, really, really? This is where we're at, and they're like, "Oh, I think he'd win." Like, "Oh, I think you're a fucking idiot." Like,
yeah.
what? The Rock?
Well, see, I think The Rock would
Well, I
win.
mean, hey, look, I mean, Donald Trump was the president, so why not? Fucking throw him in there.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah, he
exactly.
would win off fucking popularity, but we have
Yep.
no idea what type of fucking president he would be.
Yeah.
No idea. It's
And yeah,
just
but
like,
you
it's
know
like,
what we
oh,
really
he
get to?
seems cool on Instagram. Let's
We
fucking vote him in.
we really get to the point where it's like, well, can we do any worse? Which way can we go?
Well,
We
right.
fucked up here.
I
We
mean,
fucked up there.
once Donald Trump got voted in, I guess all bets are off. I mean, Ronald Reagan was a fucking celebrity too, not at the extent, but he had a political background at least. Like, it wasn't like he was an actor and then became the fucking president. He kind of worked his way up in politics. Donald Trump literally was like fucking firing people on The Apprentice, and then like the next day he was like in
Yeah.
the White House.
Because same thing through popularity, saying shit
Yeah,
that people wanted to hear. And that's every
yeah,
time every
dude.
time I heard somebody
z-
who liked voting for him, they're like, "Well, he says things the way I would say them." Like, "Oh,
yeah.
okay."
There's no way The Rock could handle being president because like it would take him away from all his money making endeavors. He'd
Oh,
be
there's no way.
miserable.
Yep.
He'd be oh, dude, you could see fucking fucking State of the Union. Oh, this motherfucker would be out there with Terramana on the
Decked
fucking
out.
podium and
Yep.
shit.
Decked out in an Under Armour fucking
Yeah, oh
suit.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, dude, it would be disgusting. He'd be pushing that shit.
Sitting there with a Zoa on the podium. Yeah. Yep. I know.
Oh god, he'd be
It
fucking
was so
ugh.
funny.
And yeah, and he'd probably resign. Like, oh well, I can't fucking go make a movie, you know? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I
Yeah.
got to work on this
Sorry.
foreign policy. I don't have time for this, you know?
Exactly. The president's going to be unavailable for the next month and a half because he's filming
Yeah,
Jumanji 3 in fucking
yeah,
South Africa.
yeah. Fucking
Yeah.
Chris Hart or fucking Kevin Hart's his fucking VP.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
fucking
Because I
Stone
mean,
Cold's his Secretary of Defense.
well, that's what I mean. What did Trump do? Did he put Linda McMahon as like in charge of the fucking Small Business Bureau or some shit like
Yeah,
that as a solid
yeah,
to his buddy Vince?
yeah. Fucking
Yeah.
Rock will give his ex-wife and business partner some role, you know.
Totally. Yeah. Vice president would be fucking Danny Garcia, right? That's her name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I know. But because that's where we're at. Everything is so fucked. It's like, oh,
yeah,
let's try that. Let's see what's going on.
yeah.
Because every day I see a new video of Biden stumbling through his words. He can't
That
talk.
guy's a
Like,
fucking mess.
God, yeah. What is he
Dude,
fucking doing?
there's no fucking way he's running the country. Zero shot. There's no way. Dude, that guy doesn't know what day of the week it is.
Yeah.
If you
He was
woke him
like,
up right now, be like, "Hey, Joe, what time? What day is it?" He'd be like, Friday. Right? There's just no fucking way.
just woke
No
him up.
way,
Joe, quick.
dude.
Tell me
The
what time
best
it is. What
videos
day of the week it
though,
is.
never mind the one he's talking. Do you see the ones like when he's done with an event and he's just
Yeah, he
like
wanders around.
wandering aimlessly and like, yo, the
He
fucking first lady has to go and like fetch him, like, it's this
he's
way,
fucking
hon, you know?
horrible with numbers. What's the
Dude,
one I
he's
just saw just this afternoon was like, there's there's 10 there's 100 billionaires in this country, and they
yeah,
pay 8% of taxes. EIGH%. And they fucking
yeah.
put the letters on the screen, and then they dub in
Dude,
Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny. Like, the letters are just flying all over the screen. I like that. That's cool. And that's what it
yeah.
is. He can't spell 8. EIGH%. Like, oh man. There's just
He's a
nothing that
disaster. There's
it's
no
it is
way
it's crazy.
someone's pulling the strings. They gotta be.
Yeah, I think literally because I don't think he's alive.
No. And dude,
Yeah.
like, and then someone just asked him recently. I forget. Oh, it might have been Al Roker actually. I think Al Roker asked him like, "Oh, you're gonna run again or something?" And at first he had like some fucking like it's like he clearly didn't hear it or he wasn't processing it right because he said some asinine shit. But then he's like, "Yeah, our intention is to run again." It's like, dude, there's no fucking way. What is he? 82?
Oh
Or
yeah.
78? Wherever the fuck he
I
is,
don't know.
bro. Imagine him 6 years from now. Oh my
No.
god, dude, he's not gonna make it. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way he can run again. No shot.
See, but you know what? Exactly. But
Even
he's
the
going
Democrats
to.
gotta be like, we can't, we got,
Right?
all right, you got us. Like, we can't, we gotta get
Yeah.
someone else.
But that's this thing. Is it too late for them to start primping somebody new to put out
I
there?
don't know,
Because
man.
that's all
I
it
don't
is. And
know.
movies do that all the time. We're like, all right, we got to mold this guy into be the next president and put him out
Yeah.
there to make us look good.
But dude, I feel like
Fucking
if
hate
they don't
politics.
do that, I mean, it might be whoever might run on the other side is probably gonna fucking win then. Because
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
I was talking to our friend Joe, man, and he was like, he's a big time fucking left guy, and he was like, bro, if Trump runs again, he's gonna fucking win,
yeah, oh yeah.
which is fucking insane to me, but I could see it. I see it
Well,
happening
but
for
dude,
sure.
look, I don't think anyone can like honestly say like, oh yeah, the state of this country is like phenomenal right now, you know?
Oh no, you can't.
And also too, and then you have a guy who's like, he can't even fucking have a competent interview. It's just
No,
like, dude,
that's what you know. What happens? And I remember John Taffer talked about this because he was a big Trump supporter. He's like, America needs to be run like a business.
Yeah.
And so that's the problem. Yeah, the economy was doing good. Is like my 401k was fucking through the roof when Trump was fucking in charge, But
Yeah.
how much negativity and hate was there in the fucking world, and so much like not
There
indecisiveness,
was,
I
but
guess, but division.
but that wasn't on Trump. Because, dude, all that shit is fucking still here now.
But
It's
I
all
don't
here now.
know. But it doesn't
No,
seem
it
as
is.
prominent as it did when he was around.
Well, because
Because
he's,
he was also
but
I
dude,
feel like he was an enabler.
but the media was just at fault, dude. I don't see Joe
Well,
Biden on the
yeah,
TV all the time. I just
no.
don't. He's not a polarizing figure. People, it's probably by design because a lot of fucking media outlets do lean left. They're probably like, we can't put this clown on TV, dude. Trump was on TV every fucking day because
Yeah.
he's polarizing by both left media outlets and right media outlets. They're like, what's he gonna say now?
Oh,
Let's just
tweeting
throw him
all the
out there.
fucking
Like,
time. Yeah.
oh, dude, exactly. And he didn't help himself tweeting. Like, it was just more like things like, dude, there's still shit is still fucking crazy. Like, it's just as crazy as it was. It's just people. And again, the media plays a huge part in this. They're gonna like drum up whatever they feel is necessary to fucking whatever they want to sell. Dude, school shootings are still fucking happening under Biden. You
Oh,
know,
well, yeah.
the whole big like distrust in the police is racist thing. That all happened under Obama. I'm not blaming Obama. This is what I'm trying to do here. I'm just saying it is what it is. There's been a divide for a while. Trump just fucking defends the right, you know,
That's what it
and
seemed
he
like because
and he
everything he
appeals to
brought
those
to
guys,
light, and
right?
it seemed like there was a lot more division.
But a lot
I
of
mean, also
people
too,
get
you had the
all bent out of
pandemic.
shape, right? Well, yeah, the pandemic fucking crushed the economy too,
Made everybody
But
lose their fucking minds.
you got people fucking like, oh, it's fucking Trump. This, Trump that. It's like, okay, but like, none of you are like victims of this shit, right? Like, you're just seeing, oh, you take it on TV and you just magnify and you go nuts with it. You take it and run with it. Well, like on a day-to-day basis, you are affected by the economy. You are affected by inflation and gas prices and the fucking grocery store. Like, dude, like, and there's guys that joke about it. They're like, man, shit, I could use some fucking racial divide right now if that would get my fucking gas prices. Or like left, like comedians, like black guys saying it. Like,
I haven't
like,
heard
and
that
they're
one.
saying, like, dude, it's just like, this guy's a fucking clown.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
that
dude, Trevor Noah
that I'm not
even said it.
arguing.
Like, when Trevor Noah even said it. Like there was times like, when things were getting a little fucking hectic with like Russia and like, foreign policy, different foreign relationships. And Trevor Noah fucking was like, dude, I bet you there's times that Biden wishes he could tag Trump in. Oh, it was when like Putin didn't
You could see that.
answer Biden's call or something. Yeah, look it up. It's on YouTube. It's funny. Trevor Noah's like, you ain't fucking not answering Donald Trump's phone call
Yeah, which is true.
because you don't know if you don't answer this phone call, he might fucking bomb you. Trevor Noah's saying it. He's like, I bet you Joe Biden wishes sometimes he could just tag Trump in to like handle some stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's the kind of shit you could tell he just doesn't
And
want to
he
deal with. And
again
he's
he
not
ran
capable
us.
of dealing
And
with.
he ran shit like a business. That's why I think the economy was thriving.
Mhm.
But
Fucking hate politics. It's so much of a headache because it's so much shit
well,
to
because no
worry
one's
about that's
willing to
out of
go
our
to the
control.
fucking middle ground somewhere. I don't know what it was. Maybe fucking 8 years ago, 10 years ago, it just got like fucking you're on this side or you're on this side,
Yeah.
and that's it.
I feel like it happened it really happened. I mean, maybe just because we were older and we recognized it more, was during the Bush administration. Probably the second Bush administration. Well, yeah, I guess after 9/11, the second half of the second term of the Bush administration is where people started really, going that way. Because then when Obama fucking started going for president, it was like, whoa, no, this ain't fucking happening. And then that started with the right flipping out like crazy, and then so the left
Dude,
were
see,
happy as a pig in shit with
I don't.
Obama.
Well, what do you mean? Whoa, that ain't happening. Fucking Obama was the most popular, candidate ever. He won. He attained the most votes of all time until fucking Biden just did, which is fucking crazy. But
But then, yeah, well, I guess I mean again from the media flipping
dude,
out saying, "Oh, like that's
I
where I
don't
feel like there
remember
was a
that.
huge divide." Yeah, yeah, they posted shit about like because there's every time there's something that some side posts, there's something the exact same thing to counteract it from the other side.
Well, yeah, but
Like people
Obama
were
was
flipping out
so.
about people posting about Trump, burning fucking Trump dolls and masks and shit like that. Oh, fuck Trump, blah blah blah. They're like, oh, look at these fucking people. This is terrible. And then you go back to when Obama was voted in, and there was people on the right doing the exact same thing to fucking Obama stuff. You're like, okay, well, there it goes.
I don't know, man. Dude, Obama did when Obama was in office. I feel like the media like supported, like he got support. Dude, there was no one that had another side pushing against him more than Trump.
But
I mean,
from
dude, you could lean right or
you know
left.
what?
If you can't see that objectively, then I can't help you.
But I'll say that because there's more media outlets that are left. So because you had Fox News that fucking hated every single thing Obama did. Wasn't there one time he wore like a fucking tan colored suit and they lost their minds about it?
Yeah, but they
Like, but
talked about it. Dude, they
because you only
talked about was there ever a celebrity walking around fucking beheading fucking Obama? Did you ever see that?
no, because that's the left. That's the Hollywood being left and all that shit, and they
Oh, well,
don't do
dude,
that.
I mean, come on. Well, Kathy Griffin fucking did it.
Oh yeah, and I'm not saying that was okay.
Well,
I
bro,
didn't
I mean,
was
come
I didn't
on.
think
Oh,
that's
I'm
fucking
sitting here
okay.
saying there is no president more hated than fucking Trump. I mean, it's not even
Yeah, oh,
debatable.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree that
And
Trump was
dude,
definitely
and
more hated.
Obama fucking won that election in a landslide. He got the
Yeah,
most votes a president ever got. I don't see that shit, man. He ran on that whole change thing. Dude, he was smooth talking, good looking. I don't remember fucking. I mean, yeah, maybe Fox News like, oh no, can't have this, but I
but
mean,
that,
that's it.
but that's what I'm saying because you had Fox News who like was kind of one of the only right media outlets.
Well,
But
dude,
there's
you're
so
talking
many.
about
But there's
one
so many.
outlet. But
But then again,
you're talking about a big divide, dude. That's one little thing. I'm talking
but
about
that's why
fucking like
I'm saying it
with
happened back then. But there's more left media outlets. That's why it seems like there's so much more. I mean, again, I think definitely think
yeah,
I
but
definitely
dude,
think Trump was more hated.
the
But
extremeness of it. Like, dude, again, I didn't see any celebrities beheading an Obama prop. You know?
no, because it's left and they don't do that shit. But I'm saying I think the divide
Wait, what do you mean it's
it
left and they don't do that shit? That would be
be-
right doing it.
no, because the left doesn't. The left, he was a fucking Democratic president, and Hollywood and celebrities are all usually Democratic.
Yeah, but there's right out there.
Yeah, but I mean, again, I'm not defending it because again, I thought it was fucking stupid to do that shit in the first place. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there was things said back then, but again, and again, nothing as bad as what Kathy Griffin did, as using that as an example. I mean, that's
It
for sure.
sounds like
Yeah.
it sounds like you're trying to defend it a little bit.
No, not at
Just a
all.
little
I
bit.
thought that was fucking stupid. Because I'm the same
Yeah.
shit. I'm in that
Well,
boat. Like
that's
they.
my point, dude. That's like death threats, borderline. Well,
Oh yeah.
Kathy Griffin ain't gonna do that, but dude, that's fucking absurd. If a fucking someone on the right did that with Obama, dude, they'd be banished to the fucking moon. You never hear of
Yeah.
them again.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
but
that's
Kathy
why you
Griffin's
don't hear
fucking
from her.
crying for
Exactly.
fucking,
Yeah. She's
you
crying like,
know.
"Oh, well, what the fuck did you expect was
Right.
going to happen? That's not
But there's
okay."
fucking people sympathetic to her.
Yeah, because there's again stupid people that just hate Trump. Like, yeah, you get it, you hate Trump because like Dana White talked about it, how he was doing an interview with Tucker Carlson and saying how he didn't like Tucker Carlson because Tucker Carlson judges people on who they voted for. And fucking Dana White, like, voted for Trump, openly admits to voting for Trump. He's like,
Yeah,
"But Trump lost. Joe Biden is my president. I'm not gonna say he's not my president. Joe Biden's the president." And that's the same
right.
shit. When Trump fucking won, it's like, God, that fucking sucks, and I hate Trump, but he's the president, and that's it. I'm not gonna fucking throw a fit and say, "No,
Yeah,
he's not
but
really the
that's
president."
not but that's not what it was.
What do you mean it's not what it was?
Yeah, that's what you say, but dude, that whole like he's not my president, that shit started with Trump.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could go back and see if that started with fucking Obama.
Dude, come on, man. Stop.
Let's see.
Dude, stop. No, I don't need you to Google some left-wing shit like you did with the fucking abortion.
I
I don't
I
need
just
I don't need your
Googled.
one isolated thing. Like the time I called you out, like healthy guys are dying of COVID. You're like, oh yeah, look at this 42-year-old fucking athlete. And then you read in it, it's like he has asthma. It's like, dude, come on.
Well, it's not like I Google
You can
fucking
find your one
there's
thing to fit your
Democrat
narrative, dude.
Google and
The
Republican
whole
Google.
he's not my president thing started with fucking Trump. That was a fucking huge left crybaby shit the day after he fucking got voted in. Dude, I don't remember a single soul saying like, oh, Obama's not my president. I 100% remember hearing people that did not like it and were like, oh, fuck, he's our president. 100%. There's people that disagree with it. The whole like, he's not my president thing, that was 100% a Trump thing. Never heard that before. Fucking, because there was a fucking rapper who came out with a song fucking rebutting it. Like, Donald Trump is your president. Like, it was like a goofy TikTok thing.
The National Review. I don't know what this says.
Dude,
not my president has always been around, but not from the defeated. Let's see. This is from October of 2016. Not my president has always been around, but not from the defeated candidate. What? I don't know. It's a big article, and I'm too tired to read right now. But
yeah, see,
I won't
and
say
it's
that
from
that's.
20
I think that
and it's from fucking 2016. Come on.
anti-Obama, not my president T-shirts. 2017 from the New York Times. Not my president, not now, not ever. Let's see.
Find me something from 2010 or 2012 that says that, not 2017, because now we're revisionist historians. Come on.
Okay, let's see. Barack Obama, yes, he's my president, and 2016. Let's see. So if I Google Obama, not my president, 2012. Obama, I'm not the president. Remarks by the president to the White House press corps. Remarks by the president on election night. This is just stuff that he said. My president has always been around, but I'm divided the U.S. room. When did McConnell say he wanted to make Obama a one-term president? Mitch McConnell.
Dude, we're grasping at straws here. We're not
Oh,
finding
yeah.
anything, right? And I'm not. Is there one human alive that probably said that back in 2012? Yes. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the generalness of it. Go ahead and Google Donald Trump is not my president. Bet you'll find a lot of shit instantly.
You know what, and I agree with that. Also,
Right.
too, because more, I think, left Democrats a lot more outspoken on social media, and social media being a lot more prominent.
Just say what it is. Come out and say it. They're fucking babies, dude. They throw fits. They throw absolute fits. They fucking riot about everything. They throw fits. That's what they do.
Not my president.
That's what they do. And that's why January 6th is such a black eye for the right, because the right usually does not fucking riot and protest. They just don't. They don't have a history of doing it. But they fucking ruined it for themselves when they did that shit on January 6th. But again, you want to look at
a lot more hits when I Googled Donald Trump, not my president.
Well, no shit, because it's a fucking thing. Dude, I never heard that term before until Donald Trump became president. And then the right said it back to fucking Biden when he became it. So like, well, he's not my president, because it was the rebuttal. Dude, I never heard that term before. It was like, oh shit, my guy didn't win. Well, that sucks. So-and-so is president, but I don't agree with it. But then in 2016, people were so against, they're like, he's not my president. I don't recognize him as my president. I never heard that before.
I feel like I did, but again, this was fucking how many years ago?
Yeah, but your Google search showed no results, so you feel like you did, but maybe you're just kind of forgetting because you didn't. Because no one fucking heard of it.
I know. I will.
Dude, it was not prevalent. It wasn't printed on T-shirts. It wasn't on fucking hats. America was never great hats. That didn't exist. Everyone was cool with America. It was fine. It was until Trump got voted in. That's when it was like, he's not my president. America was never great.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a totally different thing, because
that's how much the fucking left wanted to whine and be big. They were debunked. They were against the fucking Make America Great Again. A guy rooting like, let's make America great. People are like, nah, fuck that.
Okay.
This is where we're at.
I kind of agree with that. Because America was never great. Like, oh, fuck.
And then they protested and had vagina hat protests and all shit. You know,
that really sticks.
No one could accept it.
Those fucking vagina hats, huh? You bring that up a lot.
Well, it's because this fucking goes against everything, dude. It's giant fucking hypocrisy. Me too, fucking women's rights. Well, now we also have to like allow the transgenders in. So it's like, what do we do here? Like, do we really support women, or do we want to see women's just scholarships get taken and like men just dominate these sports?
Yeah, we
Definitely an
talked about
definitely an internal struggle they have.
we talked about that last week.
Yeah. Oh, and the one thing I want to clarify too, when I said it was a mental illness last week, dude, a Marine with PTSD is also a mental illness. I'm not, when I say mental illness, I'm not putting like a negative connotation on someone like they're a bad person. They just have a mental illness. That's what I
Yeah,
was
I
getting.
got that vibe. I
I
didn't
wasn't
get
like
that you
labeling
thought they were a
that
bad
person.
person.
I bet you there's fucking transgender people who are fucking the sweetest people you ever meet. And they like would give you the shirt off their back and, great people. I'm just saying, like, there's clearly some stuff going on upstairs that, we should probably get addressed. That's
See,
all.
I didn't get that vibe from you at all, that you thought
No,
that there was something wrong or something like that. Because I know you and I
yeah.
know that, and you've
Yeah,
clarified
no,
yourself a
well,
lot how you feel about shit. I
yeah.
don't think any of our handful of listeners would have thought that either. But
Oh, well,
I'm
in
glad you
case they're
clarified
listening
that.
tonight, I just want them to know.
Yeah. All right, we've gone over time for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
So, got anything to plug?
Nah.
Yeah. Well, I do. Go follow at CWL Comic on Instagram. I have a Kickstarter running right now to get some print copies made for issue number 2 of my Kickstarter. Someone just donated $500 without picking a reward,
Jeez.
which is insane.
You should probably just give them the top reward.
Yeah, well, that must be fake. I don't know who the
Oh.
person is. They don't have a picture. But it's like, okay, great. So now you'll send me, hopefully I reach my goal anyway, but I reach my goal and then now here's a huge chunk of it that I don't get. So I don't know how that works, but it's very wild and out there fucking reward, but pretty crazy. But yeah, so go follow at CWL Comic on Instagram. You can check out my Twitter at mikespeerjr. I posted a ton on there too, and click the link and throw me a couple bucks and get yourself a comic book or a T-shirt or a pin or some other kind of fun stuff. So, alrighty, man. Yeah, maybe we'll keep things going, keep the streak going.
Yeah.
Who knows? Things always arise.
Yeah, as of now, next week, I think it looks good. So
We're good to go. Alrighty, man. Well, you have yourself a good night, and we will chat again next week.
sounds good.
All right, dude.
All
Have
right,
a good
later.
night. Later.